Hello, so I weighed in today, and today I weighed 10 stone and 10 stone, 8 pounds, and so that means I lost 1.5 pounds today. I am grateful for that. My 10 stone 7 is my target. So I'm obviously still in my target range, and I'm grateful that my eating is proving to allow me to kind of lose a little bit of weight again. I'm in size 12s today. I am grateful for that. I had a good time at group. I was very brave and I took in a before and after picture that I wonder if I've got it on here. I might have it on here to show you a before and after picture that I took into group. I was really nervous of doing it because here he is. Yeah, it's just there. Because I keep it. Might not have kept it. For some reason it's not there. Oh, I know it'll be pictures, won't it? So I was very nervous of taking in a picture of a before and after. I think I was a bit embarrassed. I was a bit embarrassed to think that maybe no one would want to know about my before and after. Maybe it's a bit self-indulgent. But I think I know that the group requires people to engage with it, and if I don't engage with group, then group won't give me the full amount that I need from it. So I decided to take a picture in with me. Does it come up properly? Might do. Does it come up? Yeah, if I tap it away. Can you see that? So that's the picture I took in. It's got a it's a before is me, and I'm 13 stone and a half, 13 and a half stone plus. So I'm very likely to be close to 14 stone there. And that's a sort of a Christmas time. Was both of them at a Christmas time. The first one where I'm a bit more overweight is where I am. I think it was 2000. I think it was the Christmas 2016. And the other one where I'm quite a lot slimmer. I think I'm about 10 stone 10 there. I think that was Christmas 2000, and I think it might have been. No, so not 2016, 2015. The Christmas 2015, coming up to 2016, and I think the other one is there about. I think that was last Christmas. So that's kind of like a 3 stone loss, that type of thing. And I was a bit nervous. I printed it out and I laminated it for the consultant to have at the group, and everyone was really positive and really kind, and I was a bit apologetic to bring it in, and I didn't really know it was appropriate, but she said it was really nice, and she said, wow, you can really see the difference in the loss, and everyone was really nice to me, and that made me feel really happy. I was really proud of myself for kind of overcoming my embarrassment to take it in, because now there's a before and after picture of me at group, and other people will be able to see it, and that will inspire them because I will be there, so they'll see me as well, and if they want to ask any questions they can, and that's a really positive thing to do for the group. Lots of things that's been on my mind. I get sort of a bit obsessive about things as it goes along. I've been doing really well with my food, really well with my food, since I've taken the sort of food addiction route, and understand that there's just some foods that really prove trickiness to me, and all I have to do is figure them out, either avoid them or find ways in which I can have them comfortably. So for example, I have got some pumpkin seeds, and if a pack's open, I might want to eat all of them. But if I take some out, put them in a bowl with some fruit, So I'm talking like I've got some here. Basically, we have a snack when I get home from work. I can read the kids a story, and I have a snack at that point because I'm hungry and it's not quite time for tea. So I have a fruit bowl snack, and I've got one. I don't know if I can show you carefully without tipping it on the floor. Yeah, it's a fruit bowl snack, and it's got banana at the moment. Banana, it's like sliced up a bit of banana, some oranges, satsumas really, Braeburn apple. I've got some pears. I've got some Brazil nuts, 2 Brazil nuts, some pumpkin seeds, some sultanas, and some sort of tortilla chips. There's about maybe 3 tortilla chips in there, so it's like a little tiny selection of a few bits in a bowl with the fruit, and that's been working really, really well. So that tends to be where I have maybe 5 sins or so, and also today I'm having my Healthy Extra B in there as well. On a Monday I don't have my Healthy Extra B because I don't have my breakfast in the morning. So I have my Healthy Extra B later on in the day, and that's the snack time. Normally when it's a work day, I'll have my Healthy Extra B in the morning, but it'll be breakfast. But today I'm not having it. I'm having it with some pumpkin seeds and some Brazil nuts. 5 Brazil nuts is a Healthy Extra B, so I've got 2 there, so it's half a Healthy Extra B, and there's a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. I think it's half a Healthy Extra B because it's about 2. I think it's 2 tablespoons for Healthy Extra B of pumpkin seeds. And some sultanas there for some. It's about 30 grams, so it's 1.5 sins. So I'll count 2 sins for that, and about 2 sins for the tortilla chips, so it counts like 5 sins or so for that little bowl. But I'm not gonna. What I have also had some sausages in the soup, so it was 1 sin for that. And then our lasagna later won't have any sins in it, so it's sin free, so I don't need any more sins for the day, so that would just be that. So I'm really happy with my food. I'm feeling really confident with that, and I think that's what paid off last week. My food was really strong. I was really happy with how it was running through, and I think what's been running through my head at the moment is excuses, and thinking about hidden excuses and reasons why not to do stuff. Are they just excuses? Are they ways in which I sabotage myself? Are they ways in which I stop myself from having things I want to have? I commented on Jane Day's video, I can't remember whether it was the last one or one before, but saying about how there's treats of self-sabotage treats and kind of non-self-sabotage treats, and non-self-sabotage treats might be something where involving self-care, and sabotage treats might be something where you're hurting yourself unnecessarily, like I don't know, indulging in lots of sweet things, because it's not firstly it kind of puts weight on for myself, and it just makes you feel groggy, whereas something like treating yourself by giving yourself a moment out with a hot drink might be better for me personally. And so there's lots of ways in which I used to sabotage myself unnecessarily. There was a lady in group today. She is one of those people who are not losing the weight, and they're not just in a little cycle of kind of not going anywhere with it, not really pushing hard at it, kind of just still saying, I just ate too many chocolates, or and I think I'm fully aware that I have been through so many paths of excuses that I'm just fascinated by them. I'm fascinated by what excuse could catch me out next, and I've become a little bit obsessive about because Jane Day was saying about how she can sort of tell when people are she can tell excuses. Like there's times when she's texted me and said, you know, do you really want to do that? Is that a way in which you want to do your plan? And I think, for me personally, I think they're such a great. They're a great keyhole. They're a great kind of vantage point. Excuses are a great vantage point to see what you're frightened of, what you're avoiding, what you'd like out of your life, and often they provide a great answer. An excuse, as also what Jane Day was saying about, I was going to grab my drink, was about the lady she was speaking about, and kind of about sort of extra multi-packs of crisps and chocolates and things, and saying about, you know, for the grandsons or grandchildren. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like little pockets of telling yourself little lies. Is they either just to protect yourself from having to make better choices, saying as well about how we self-sabotage ourselves to allow us not to be better than we are, and not to obviously, and not to kind of achieve our aims, because it's better to not achieve our aims for us, because it means we don't fail. You know, if you're scared of failure, then it's better not to achieve those things, and then it doesn't get taken away, because that's definitely something I was frightened of for a very long time, that I would achieve something, it would be taken away. So I think I'm very conscious of my excuses, and obviously since realising that the food addict side of me needed to be taken seriously, and just say, okay, we just don't have the things then. Just if you're struggling with them, just take them out. I might be able to go back to them later, perhaps, but I have to make the decision. I just go, no, I'm just not interested, and there'll be other things to eat instead, and I'll just do it like that. Because because I think that was one of the other excuses I was making for myself, that I needed that food, or that was something that, normal people eat that, so why can't I eat that? The excuses like, maybe the children will grow up sort of maladjusted because they're not having enough sweets and chocolates in their diet. Maybe, just trying to think of all of the different things I used to think about, and ways in which I would stop myself from being where I am now, a size 12, 10 stone 8 pounds, and all of the different facets of all the different ways in which it can kind of stop myself, worrying that I'll be too skinny, or again, none of it stopped me in the end. Obviously all of it stopped me temporarily, but it's allowed me to, it's enough of me wanted to do it, it's allowed it to happen. And it is incredible to think that I'm still here, to think that I've hit my target and I've stayed here. And I know there's another target I want to get to. I want to get to 10 stone. I get that, and I think that's the bit I'm just got to kind of push past to be able to get there, and then I know that that'll be where I want to be forever. So I'd like to ask you if there's any kind of excuses that maybe you've made for yourselves, or maybe you've heard other people make, or you can, it's always a tricky one, because obviously people have reasons, there's things you can't achieve, and certainly it doesn't work the thing, go, well, you just try harder. That's not how it works, and for me personally, that's not how it's worked. I've had to allow myself the space to feel the stuff, and to recognise that I'm not a bad person for going down the excuse route, but it's just that it's a mechanism whereby I can see what my real problems are. You know, if I'm making the excuse, you know, I can recognise that I was just trying to protect myself. That's all I'm doing. And I think, especially with the food addict stuff, I was just trying to give myself something I wanted to have. But I had to kind of make the choice, had to make the realisation that I didn't actually want the stuff. 6:30. There we are. Now it's time for me to go and read the children some, well, no, they've got to read me some stories. So, yeah, if you, it's always it's an odd subject, and it's not particularly comfortable, but I've sort of, I've had a bit of research about it and just thinking about different ways in which we make excuses for ourselves. I've never really found a huge amount on it, but I think there's lots of it's hidden. I mean, there's always the normal stuff about excuses, like, oh, you know, people say, oh, there's excuses about not wanting to get fit, or it's too cold, or it's, you know, haven't got the right shoes, or, and those are, you know, definitely excuses people use, but there's often the more hidden ones, because I mean that's where they're more effective, aren't they, when they're hidden. The kind of it just struck me today, the lady, because she says it every time, and you know, obviously there's a bit of you that's kind of sad for her, because you feel that if only kind of crack it, but I think she's stuck in the cycle of liking the camaraderie of, because she says that lots of her issues happen when she's lonely, and I wonder if there's a little bit of her that feels like if she lost the weight, then maybe she wouldn't have the same level of input in from the, because you know, you get a lot of input from the consultant, don't you, if you're trying to lose the weight and you're struggling. Then maybe she feels a little bit, if she did actually lose the weight and just crack on and get it done and not bring things into her house that were going to tempt her, and then maybe that would stop her having the attention that she is used to. Or, you know, there's so many hidden things. So I, you know, again, I get a bit obsessive about these things, and I want to just, you know, I want to figure out, because I bet there's some more excuses I've got in my head. I bet there is. There's always is, isn't there? There's always ways in which you con yourself and kind of, you know, manipulate yourself to try and get, you know, especially if you've ever had any addictive behaviours, there's always ways in which you're trying to, you know, make yourself think you're on a good path, and actually you're just self-sabotaging. So, yeah, for me, in my head, it's one of them paths I'm on at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going to go and make the children read me some stories. I've got school tomorrow, and I will upload and say goodbye. Okay, bye. Lots of love to everybody. Bye.